I would think that they'd have balls enough to just tell me straight up.
Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So All In With Ari, if any of you guys are joining me, I'm sorry about the setup. I'm back to my usual setup in like just over a week. Okay, it's a bit echoey. Mike isn't here, it's a bit crap. Just anyone who's joining me, like waiting for things to just progress, because the last time I covered her, she was talking about going on the Rude Jude radio show, which kept on being cancelled, and then she wouldn't admit to it. And now, since then, she still hasn't appeared on the show. Rude Jude doesn't even know who she is, and she's now come back with a video and various photographs, indicating that she fell over and she had a health scare and ended up in hospital.
It was pretty crazy, man. I don't know what it was. I've never had something like that happen to me. I've had dizzy spells before, a while back, but nothing like this. Like nothing that put me on the ground like this.
Rude Jude's management saying that she was actually scheduled to go on, but they were the ones messing her around.
Appreciate you, but we're gonna have to bump you again. And I was just like, I didn't know what to say at first. I was like, okay, like, what's up? And he said, Jude's just still not feeling well. Now, I was starting to get skeptical because this was a full week later. And from the looks of Twitter and YouTube, he was still going on with his shows. So I'm thinking, all right, like something is up. Why don't they just tell me the truth? Like, why don't they just tell me straight up what's really going on? If they don't want me on the show, or if they did change their mind, I wouldn't think that they would attempt to keep rescheduling. I would think that they'd have balls enough to just tell me straight up, something changed, we changed our mind.
Which I just find, I don't know, I mean, at the end of the day, how are we ever gonna know unless we literally speak to the manager directly? I know obviously Rude Jude, they didn't know who she was. There were people in the live stream and the live chat saying, who is she? And he couldn't even say who she was, which would be a little bit strange. Ari was basically indicating that within like 15 minutes of actually going live, they pulled out. I'm not really convinced. Surely Jude would have known who she was within 15 minutes leading up to the whatever. It doesn't really make, any of her stories make zero sense, but basically tying that into her having a fall, and then she then did this video where she was not only explaining what happened at the hospital and with her fall, but also detailing what happened with the whole Rude Jude thing. So there's lots of different things that we're going to be talking about. At this point, it's like a really bad reality TV show, like an horrendous one. And I've gone through various different emotions with her channel. Do I still think she's scamming people out of money? Yeah, I don't believe it when she says, I've never asked for anything. I can't even remember what video it was. Maybe it was her latest one where she was saying, I've never asked people for anything. But like, come on, if you come onto the internet and you set up like ways of people sending you money, I don't know, was it Venmo or PayPal? If you set that up, you are asking. Like, you are asking. To not ask for money would be not to have any of these avenues open so that people could send you money. Like, but she tries to act all coy about it. And I think the mask is just slipping here. I really do. I mean, she's making a mockery out of people that have ever actually been in a really shit situation. Ari being homeless, you know, which comes in many different forms. Even if she really is out on her luck and she's in her car and all of that and she's struggling, that's one thing. But she really did portray this image where she was really like down on her luck. This whole thing has just spun into this really bad reality TV show. We're going to get into a few little things that I've seen. So number one, she says that she fell over and collapsed, and that when she was in the hospital, she had banged up like arms and banged up legs and all of that. Coincidentally, in her latest like pictures that she took when she was in a hotel, which I reckon she stays in a hotel a lot more than she lets on, but anyway, so she was in a hotel, and as luck would happen, there's like barely any cuts. There's only one I could actually see on her knee, but not the other one where all of the bruises and stuff was supposed to have taken place.
But I've got a scrape and a bruise coming in right up here. Both my knees are scraped up. I'm sore. I feel like I was in a car accident. I must have hit pretty hard. It was insane. I can barely remember, like, I just remember waking up and there being people around me.
What I will say is that when she was in the hospital and she was going like, yeah, this is what happened, and people were commenting and saying like, how come you're more tanned, or how come your hair length has changed and all of that. And I will say that it's quite hard, just me personally, I was looking at it and I did find it a little bit difficult to actually tell, but I get why people are analysing it. Lots of people are saying that actually those pictures were taken ages ago, but they've just been uploaded, probably to try and get out of all of the heat that's come out of this Rude Jude thing. But then again, she brings this onto herself. She has brought all of this onto herself, so obviously people are going to be annoyed at her. The one thing that did just absolutely make me cackle with laughter is that she said that a passerby that was helping her like recognized her from her YouTube channel.
Oh, and for the people who think that I'm just faking this, the guy that initially helped me, like who saw everything happen, he saw me fall. He was like my first responder, and he knew me from my channel. So I have a witness out there, at least one. I know there were multiple people. There were actually a lot of people. I feel like I heard a lot of voices, but I don't remember seeing the crowd or anything. But the guy knew me from my channel and he saw it all happen.
And I'm just like I know this story has been somewhat big, I suppose. It hasn't been massive. Like, not every single massive YouTuber has covered this. A couple bigger ones have, but really not. It hasn't been the biggest news story that she seems to think it is. The likelihood of her just like passing out and fainting or whatever, and having someone being like, oh hey, yeah, the girl on the floor, that's that really scammy girl from the YouTube channel. Like, I don't know, but she does that all the time. She's like, yeah, I just get so worried about someone noticing me, or oh, this guy noticed me on the beach. And it's like, she's got so many of these stories that just don't really seem to add up. Literally, it even says it in a statement. I heard a man who initially helped me mention something about my YouTube channel. How is that even relevant? Like, how is that even relevant? And she does stuff like this. Even in her videos, she was saying like how much of a trustworthy, sweet, or something like, you know, whatever person she is. She does this. Like, if someone has to continuously tell you that they're either doing a good deed or they are a specific type of person, chances are they probably are not. She is talking, though, I will say this, is that if she is under the illusion that people are thinking that she is lying about this, like, wouldn't you try and give every single little bit of evidence to try and make people actually side with you? Or is she not that bothered? Like, she doesn't show us any of her, like, of what I can remember. Maybe she does, I don't know. Like, she's not like she doesn't like show us, like, I don't know, like discharge papers or like a hospital band or anything that can actually clarify that she was in the hospital. She's just wanting us to accept what she says. And because some of her recent pictures just show absolutely zero signs of any injuries on her body, it just becomes unbelievable.
Someone in the laundromat recognized me, but they're also like kind. It's like I have family now. Like, I got people that are out here like supporting me and loving me.
I don't necessarily really believe her, and that might sound awful, but there's just so many things that she said that I just makes me not. I don't really think. She goes on to say that she hates people that lie, and that she's a really, you know, that she wants people to not lie, and, you know, she wants to be like a trustworthy person and all of this. But the thing is that is kind of what her channel, like, she's now got such a disconnect with her audience that nobody really believes what she says anymore, yet she claims to not like people who lie. Seriously, there's this one that she did where there's a caption saying, being forged in the fires of life will undoubtedly leave you bruised and forever scarred. Wear those marks proudly, you are still here. And the thing is that I mean, I'm looking, but I really can't see all of the injuries that she is talking about. And these were only, this wasn't posted that shortly after she had her whole hospital thing. All your prayers plus a little sunshine have fast-tracked my healing. Thank you all, and may your Sunday be blessed. In the original post that she did, she said, like, I'm just now starting to feel normal again, clear enough to explain everything I remember, but as of now, my entire body, my neck and my knees especially hurt and are both swollen. But then if you then look at anything that she was then like posting, like literally 2 days later, her neck, you can see it doesn't look swollen, looks absolutely fine. A day after that, she's then posting like a full body whatever, and I'm just very confused at this point. Like, whatever she posts is just going to be extremely drama filled. It's going to move away from the fact that actually no one believes her, and away from this whole like, is she homeless, is she not, did she hurt her child, did she not. It's going to move away from that storyline, and we're now just going to get like a YouTube personality who just makes up drama because it will get her views. Kind of where I think she's going to go, because at this point she can't win either way, and I have said this before, but she literally can't win. Another thing I will actually say about this whole Rude Jude situation as well is that her main thing for not going into, like, actually physically being able to go into the interview is because that she's like completely unvaccinated, which I do get. Like, a lot of places will still ask, obviously, like, inquire if you're vaccinated. I do think that whether or not she is vaccinated or not, I do think that by her saying, oh yeah, no, actually the interview is supposed to be at home, makes it not very easy for people to actually figure out if that is actually true or not, if you see what I mean. Like, it's not as if she had to go into a building and maybe, like, I hate it when people do stuff like this, but you know, people then ringing up the place trying to figure out like X, Y and Z. Like, I kind of get it, but I just didn't think that her story just made a whole lot of sense.
Actually, the first time, so they wanted me to come in and do the interview, like come into the SiriusXM office where they have the studio, but I'm not vaccinated and I'm not for being vaccinated, so we kind of had no choice but to do it over Zoom.
Also say about this whole like Rude Jude situation, why, like, okay, fair enough, she's already like mentioned the manager and whatnot. If I were her, I wouldn't have like even mentioned who the manager's name is or anything, because it's not really very relevant. She's just, I think she said the manager's name. She was naming names, right? And if I were her and I wanted to try and prove to people, I would have gotten the screenshots taken out, so just like, you know, blurred out the names, and have gone through them and gone, yeah, this is what happened here, but I wouldn't have mentioned the names at the very beginning, so people can't link it back, because they're saying, oh, if she was saying, oh, I was chatting to Rude Jude's manager or whatever, not many people are going to try and link it together, do you know what I mean? Or they may do, it doesn't really matter. But if it was actually true, surely that's something you do. People do that all the time, as long as you're not, you know, giving out evidence on specifically who someone is, going like, oh, this is, you know, as long as she's blurring out the names and she's just showing just back and forwards emails or whatever it is, that would then absolve her. That would then be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe she was telling the truth. But she's so hesitant, or like she doesn't want to just show us that she's actually being genuine. She thinks that we're going to take what she says for face value, and no one will do that anymore. Anyway, you guys let me know exactly what you think, but yeah, it's a whole ordeal, really, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.